And we're live. We're live with another NLGE podcast. We're doing playoff predictions. And of course, I have my wonderful, beautiful co host wearing a beautiful, dazzling dress, Neil Rambo. There you go. I don't know. You're from Pittsburgh, repping a fucking Toronto jersey. It's so surreal. We
I
have
like Mitch Marner.
The one, the only, the greatest commissioner in NLGE history, SOS Revolution.
What up, though?
Or Revelations. I don't know how the fuck you pronounce it. Whatever.
Revolution. You're close.
Revolution. Okay, I got it right the first time. All right, so we'll talk about a couple things, but before we get into the predictions, a couple side notes. Season 8 signups are open, so if you're not in the playoffs and you have been knocked out, like my team and Neil's team and Rev's team, basically no one in this podcast is in the next round. Sign up today. Other than that, we'll talk a little bit about last round. We saw LA and Minnesota being the only series that went to 7. We saw Ottawa, the Cup favorites, get swept with a 4-0. We saw Toronto, unfortunately, went to 7 games last round. Sorry, the first round, and then they got knocked out by Florida in the second round, unfortunately. Thoughts, opinions, Neil?
That's a shame to see Ottawa do that. I think everybody knew that was going to happen. I mean, Florida, that doesn't surprise me. Kong always takes a pretty good team and goes pretty far in the playoffs, but he has to get over that hump to go to the finals. That's the big thing with him. And Minnesota and Anaheim, no real surprises there. I mean, Anaheim, we all know right now they're a one-line team. Minnesota, I think, is going to have a better chance. But other than that, that's all I have to say.
Rev right now is currently in the middle of an intense hockey game. You got any thoughts on last round, Rev?
You know, it was expected. The only real surprise was Ottawa, and I know Ottawa probably would have taken that game to 7. I know they couldn't get their best players available, which kind of killed them. And that's one of the things about playoff hockey is getting that availability up and down. But other than that, Anaheim was to be expected. Kong's team was to be expected. Minnesota's been hot all year, so that's, Other than that, really no surprises there. I'm surprised Buffalo made it as far as they did, but they're a pretty decent team. They might be the underdog they were probably the underdog going into this round and underdog going into the next round. So let's see. They could probably just keep it going.
All right. Yeah, I know. Okay. If we're going on to the round, this is the Eastern Western Finals. We got one more about this week and then another week, which is the Stanley Cup. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But with Buffalo and Florida, I'm thinking Kong's gonna choke. I think Buffalo takes it in 6. And in regards to the Western Series, let's see, Minnesota, Anaheim. That's a tough one, but considering how tough Minnesota is to play as a team, and considering ours technically probably could have went to a game 7, I think Minnesota will win in 5. I mean, that's what I think. I think Minnesota will win in 5. What do you think, Neil?
I see Minnesota winning in 6. And I actually see Florida beating Buffalo. I think Florida's going to beat Buffalo, and I think it's going to go to 7 games. I don't think Buffalo has enough to overcome Florida's firepower. And I think Minnesota's going to shut down the one line of Anaheim. Anaheim really only has one line, the way I look at it. I mean, you should know. You played against them last series. What did they have?
I mean, they had 2 lines. It's difficult because it's difficult to talk about because you're kind of biased seeing as you're the one playing them. But I mean, for me personally, Brewski was a difference maker in certain games, and in certain games, he kind of no-showed.
Yeah.
Want to watch YouTube? Okay.
I don't want that one. I don't want that one.
You don't want that one? Okay, give me a sec. Rev, go ahead. Give me your predictions. I gotta go do something for my daughter.
Anaheim, what's up? Shout out to my cracker Brewski. He's all-star. I got Anaheim winning in 7. When it comes to the Buffalo, Florida, I don't know. I picked Kong to go all the way this year, so I kind of got to stick with him. I think if Kong's going to do it any year, it'll be this year. So, I'm pretty sure Kong will take it all the way this year.
Who is on Kong's first line? Do you know?
Hell no, I don't know.
Okay. What about Buffalo's first line? That's Roman and.
I know they got Wadden.
Yeah, Wadden.
Wadden's kind of the workhorse for that team. And you know what? I mean, you look at last year. There's a lot of teams that made it really damn far in the playoffs with, one player that kind of carried them all the way.
I think what it really is going to come down to in the Minnesota-Anaheim series is goaltending. I don't think it's going to be about players showing up. I think it's going to be goaltending because they both have firepower teams and both the goalies. Who does Minnesota have as goalie?
Goalies? For Minnesota, they have either Nate Dogg, Vokun, or can't remember who the other goalie is, to be honest.
What about Anaheim?
See, Nate Dogg has 4 wins in that series for Minnesota. Anaheim has Heroic Frost or Ekblad.
That's what I said. I said it's going to come down to the goalie playing there. That series. It's going to, one of them is going to have to take on the firepower of the other. It's going to be an interesting series.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't think it's going to be the players that are scoring. I think it's going to who's going to be the better goalie in that series.
I don't know. I think there's for both teams there's a lot of offensive firepower. So I don't know if goaltending, defense might be where the key is. Which defense kind of contain. Now maybe not goalies per se. Which defense can kind of contain the forwards that are thrown out there every night.
The goalie is last in line to stop a shot. So we'll see if the defense can protect the goalie. Cobra, who does Florida have on their top line?
Lancott.
That's what I thought.
That's it. That's all they got.
What about Buffalo? It's Roman and Waden, right?
It could be Wadden. I don't really know too much about Buffalo, to be honest. Let me see here. Let me go to the site here. I mean, I know Florida would choke. That's it. That's just their MO every single playoff. So I'm calling it. See here now. Looking at their roster. Fuck who they got. They got Devin, DDW4. He's pretty good. Wadden. Gotham has been pretty good. PD Mac is decent. They just set down Moja Bless and John K. Sampson, but they'll probably end up using them for a game to replace a player. That's what stands out. And then you have SOS's boy, Tri-City. That's
my nig.
Tri-City.
Hey, what the fuck, bro?
He's on my my Canada team in the other league.
Yeah. He's a relatively new addition to the league itself, but he's been doing some pretty good so far.
He put the team on his back, though.
He put the team on his back. That's how it went down, eh?
Put the team on his back, though. Just like Yeah.
All right. Well, that does it for the predictions. I think I'll end on one topic here. I can't seem to get my fucking thoughts together today, but I got a message earlier today, which I thought I'd end the podcast on this. You guys ever hear of the Moose Online Hockey League?
Yeah.
Salty.
A league that's been around for a while. I've played in the league. I've had some issues with some people in the league itself, but never the upper management like Blue Liner or Vidic, whatever his name is. Cool dudes. We've even exchanged website advice from time to time because we use very similar software. So apparently one of their new commissioners, aka PD Mac, not PD Mac, sorry, aka fucking Michael Scott, aka Mr. Mike Scott, is apparently messaging members from our league telling them to bail on NLGE. Now, if you guys want to check out the actual screenshot, I did post it under general information general discussion on the site itself. It's kind of funny, but if anyone doesn't know Michael Scott, dude bailed in the league.
He's a tank show.
League. It was a summer season.
Yeah.
He bailed because his team blew ass, and he just like totally ditched them, and whatever, the team ended up like I think forfeiting right out of the playoffs or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was on that team.
You were on that team?
I was on that team.
Okay, so what happened there?
He's a fucking plug. I don't know. He didn't run his team. He didn't run his team. He just stopped kind of just giving a shit because they sucked. We sucked.
Okay, I didn't even know you were on that team. Shit. So anyway, ended up messaging like one of our members saying, "Hey, bail on that gay NLGE league. Come play fucking Moose Hockey League." Now I know Moose. We've advertised with Moose before. I've talked about Moose before. I've never had any troubles with them, so I know it wasn't coming from them. Already talked to their upper guys there, but just a fucking tool, man. Just a douchebag. In this message, he talks about competition. Like, why don't you actually try doing something in a league before you start talking competition?
He does do wait. He does do stuff in leagues, Cobra. He tanks leagues. That's what he's good at. He's a
he ran his own league. He tanked it. He ran the team. He tanked it. Couldn't compete, and then starts talking about competition and Moose League being a better league for competition. Look, and there's something I realized, and someone told me this before, is like every other person in every league says every other league sucks. You go into this league, this guy says that league sucks, that league sucks. You go into that league, that guy said that league sucks, that league sucks. It's just fucking horseshit. It's just stupid nonsense. And I hope they fucking like strip him of staff or something like that, because that's just some bullshit.
I'd vote for it.
What, Neil?
I said I'd vote for it. Let's make a petition to take him off of Moose Hockey League staff.
We'll make a petition on NLGE and we'll just everyone sign it.
No. You know what? Let's build a wall.
Let's build a wall.
We're gonna build a wall around Moose Hockey League. We're gonna make them pay for
it. Okay, Donald Rev. All right, so we'll end the podcast on that note. Thank you.
Build a big wall. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be lavish.
It's gonna be gold.
It's gonna be the best wall ever.
It's gonna be made out of gold. All right. Anyways, till next podcast, guys. See you next week. NLGE out.
You're fired.